Just waking up. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. We're going to say good morning. Just waking up, and I said, you know what? I've been prolonging going live. Let me just go live on the AM. Let's go live on the AM and see who's out there because, politics is really growing right now in the minds of the community as a whole. We are talking politics, we are talking growth, we're talking community, we talking opinions, we're talking. And every year that goes by, the next election, it seems that we are talking more and more. And it seems as if we are now allowing ourselves to become open a little bit more open about our conversation, our communications. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now talking about trading places. Trading places. Are you afraid to cross the line? Are you afraid to say that you're willing to cross the line? And that's what we're talking about right now. You got Don M, the FDMG Boogeyman, aka the ultimate trolling warrior. Don't forget about Dusty Don, Icy Don. Don't forget those names because that's who I am. We are here because we want to discuss a very strong topic. The lady whose face I have, that's the image of Jane Elliott. Some I don't know who much about her except for the fact that she is behind reproductive rights. She's behind setting up abortion clinics pretty much anywhere. She want to have abortion clinic on Mars. If she could. But Jane Elliott, is being praised by Roland Martin, and she's what I view as. Pay attention now. She represents the Democratic Party to me. They used to say the Democratic Party was old white men. Well, now I say the Democratic Party is not just old white men, but it's old white witches. The Democratic Party is now made up and comprised of more witches than you can imagine. Now, I'm pretty sure there's independent witches, there are Republican witches, there are Green Party witches, there are People Party witches, but the Democratic Party, I believe, is the sorcery, the sorcerers, the warlocks of witchcraft. I believe the Democratic Party truly believe in that Moloch type of mentality, of burning everything at the stake, saying burning, taking your kids and taking them to the altar and serving them up to the devil God. So we want you to really understand where we at with my decision of never ever really want to look at that party again. Sadly, it's like we know so many people. I'm a Democrat. I'm a Democrat. Like in my community of Queens, everyone's a Democrat. It's like we can't really truly discuss politics no more amongst each other because it's gonna make you dislike each other and instantly. People become instant dislikers of each other once they know your political background. It's like political background is somewhat worse than your race now. You could be alien but you can be accepted. But you can't be Republican. You can't support Trump. You can't support anything outside of Democrats. And if you're black, oh, forget about it. You going against black, you're the worst thing on the planet. But right now, I'm deciding that publicly, I'm willing to let it be known that I don't have a concern no more about being loyal to the Democratic Party. Why? Because one, when it comes to political parties, I believe that we, people who looks like me, people who's the darker shade of brown, because Jane Elliott said there's no white people, there's no black people, there's just brown people. Saying you was labeled as white if you was lighter shade of brown, you was labeled as black if you was a darker shade of brown. Well, I'm just saying, as for me, a brown person, there's no loyalty to me for me to be. I have no loyalty to give to that Democratic Party no more because of the fact that as we roll through this election, the true colors of the Democratic mindset came out, whether it was a male or a female. The true side of the Democratic Party came out. And the true side of the Democratic Party was this: we truly don't care about life. We just want the finances to go towards our agendas, wherever our agendas are. But our agendas is not life. It has nothing to do with life. Pro-choice, it has nothing to do with life. Pro-choice have everything to do with how we're gonna allocate these funds. And once we comprehend that everything's really truly about allocating funds, we know that your life does not matter when it comes to this Democratic Party. Because your life is better in poverty. Your life is better malnutrition. So we can feed you with a SNAP. Your life is better drug infested. Your life is better when you are downtrodden. Your life is better when you are begging on your knees. Your life is better for America when you don't believe in yourself. Your life is better. This is what I review for the Democratic Party. Your life is better when you can't do for yourself. That's the viewpoints of the Democratic Party. We need you to be down on your knees begging for this party to truly work. And once you understand that, then you say, do I want to be part of a team that has to be begging? Do I want to be part of a team that have to be on their knees? Damn, did he? It seems like this Democratic Party is really the bad boy of all parties. I mean, that's for you to really judge yourself. It seems like the Democratic Party is the party for bad boys and bad girls, and that's where we at right now. Now we can truly go blow for blow, toe for toe, preamble for preamble of each party and what each party stands for. But what I'm saying to you is that overall, we can truly say that the Democratic Club, the Democratic Party, stands for something that is not morally correct. Because when you look at the highest position of power in this country, they ran a campaign. They ran the emergency campaign. Trump has been running his campaign on Make America Great Again. So that's been the Republicans' movement, Make America Great Again. As the Democratic slogan in the Democratic Party was Make America Less Fortunate Again. Make America's population lesser again. They ran their campaign on this. Make America's female murderers again. That's what they was running their campaign on. This woman, Jane Elliott, says that she's banned as a speaker from colleges. They don't want her message relaying within the colleges. And her message is a strong message to our women. Jane Elliott message is a strong message to women. No man shall and can tell you anything about your body. That means that you have a 13-year-old girl and she's living in a house with her mother and her father, and she says no man has the right to tell you anything about your body. You have a 13-year-old girl in the house with her father and her mother. Mother goes to work. Mother has a car accident. Mother's dead. Now you have this man raising his daughter, and she's only 13 years of age. She's going through some mental issues. You know, she misses her mommy. She loves her mommy. She misses her mommy. I mean, she loves her daddy too. She's daddy girl, but mommy's no longer there. And now she's a teenager. No man can tell you what to do with your body. No man can tell you what you can do with your body. That's according to Jane Elliott. And as long as you keep passing that type of spell, because that's a spell, As long as you keep putting that spell in a person's mind and their psyche, and you putting in their soul, and you putting in their hearts, that no man, nobody but no man can tell you what to do with your body. You just cast a spell on her, and you just made her become start witchcraft. You just made her start witchcraft by putting that spell in her at a young age. No man, no man, no man, no man. Just chant that 365 times. We hear that every day. No man can this. No man can that. No man can do this. No man can do that. No man can do that. But then you hear a girl say, I want my daddy. Why a lot of times they always saying, I want my daddy? After all the mind control that we try to do, at the very end, they still say, I want my daddy. Because it don't really resonate through the soul because it's not really right. But that's what the Democrats push. That no, 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 no. The power of man with the Democratic Party seems to be shifting in a feminine manner. They constantly say, we tired of these white men. They always try and say white, saying white old men. So now they take the race card of white, and then they take the age. It's that Willie Lynch shit. They take age and race to deal with your psyche, because it's about getting a darker brown. As Jane Elliott said, she said there's no white or no black. She said there's just brown. So they trying to get the darker brown folks to side with them to go against old white men. So once they can get the brown shade of woman to side with the lighter shade of women, then the men would follow. See, with this Democratic Party, it's taking away all forms of masculinity. They even took Barack Obama, a darker shade of a darker shade, as Jane Elliott says. Jane Elliott says there's no white, there's no black, there's just brown. So the darker shade of folks, which he's not really darker, but they took Barack Obama, they made him a rock star in the political arena, so he can get the darker brown people to listen to who? Old white witches. Because that's what runs the Democratic Party now. It's not old white men. Don't get nothing twisted about old white men no more. They want to get rid of the old white men because a lot of the old white men represent old school values. And we ain't talk about the bad side of old school values. We talk about just the values of men. Because this new generation of witches, with their witchcraft, because that's all it is. It's witchcraft. The Democratic Party is about witchcraft. With their witchcraft and their sorcery is devaluing, demasculating. They take away all forms of masculinity of these old white men. They take away their testosterone. They got lots of nurses. They know what they're doing. They destroying the testosterone of men because they feminizing the men. Because the Democratic Party is going to be the demigod. It's going to be the Baphomet. The Democratic Party is the Baphomet of this world. It's Baal. And once y'all really understand what I'm saying, then you understand what you need to do. You need to wake up. You need to wake up. There's two wings of one dragon. Everybody say a bird. No, it's a dragon. The political party is a dragon. It has nothing to do with a bird. It's a dragon. And the Democratic Party have different heads to their dragons. And once you understand, you can really see now. I mean, it's plain sight, because when you become desperate, your desperate measure shows that you're desperate. And once you reveal your desperateness, it don't look too good. And that's what the Democratic Party showed, because they the weaker party. Because why? They serve the devil 100%, folks. It showed. They proved it. You have Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion coming out on stage for you. No way in hell I'm trying to have them two whores representing me on anything except for a party with Diddy. And we will get into all that, because everyone has a point and purpose in life. And if everyone play their point and purpose, then you understand. There are people whose point and purpose in life is to spread a little bit of evil. Drop something in your drink. That's their point and purpose. Kick you when you down. That's their point and purpose, because that's what they serve. They serve that energy. Once you understand the energy that people serve, the energy that people be, the wave that they be thinking on, they serving their purpose. And if their purpose is to make you believe that you don't need that child, to make you believe that you better off than having that man in your life, but you believe that you don't need this guidance, you don't need this order, you don't need your steps in order. Now they got you. That's why they have witches. And that's why the Democratic Party is filled with witches. Like that chick Jane Elliott, full-fledged witch. You don't have a man constantly say witch hunt, witch hunt, witch hunt in 2020s if it wasn't something true about the words they're using. A witch hunt is a witch hunt. And a lot of folks don't understand that that party that you're serving is filled with witchcraft. Now, I understand, because there's so many girls out here who's into witchcraft. They into witchcraft because they lost sight of God, because, like I said, they had spells cast on them. Our women, they go to these clinics. Our women's always going to the doctor's office. They always have appointments, because these are the times where you go to get your spells cast on you. You get your pharmacia, you get your drugs to keep you in the spell. They love administering pills to you to keep you in the spell. Because when they cast these words to you, you have to be in such a sedated type of mindset that you receive it. That's why they get women on so many different forms of medication spells. I told many folks that the Democratic Party represents the health side of life, the snake side of life. There's a dragon. Whereas the Republican Party represents the military. They focus on the military funding, and the Democrats focus on the pharmaceutical side of the funding. And what's worse, the pharmaceutical side of the funding or the military side of the funding? That's a great question. The pharmaceutical side of the funding, you can administer on a daily basis, and the people don't know that they are having a war on them. That's why the Democrats are spooky, because on a daily basis, you are boop, take 2 of these a day, boop, popping these pills, boop, make sure you drink some water, boop. Oh, don't have it. Put these pills in your body on an empty stomach, boop, popping pills all day long. It's much different when war. We got wars going on every single day too. Don't get nothing twisted, folks. There's a little war there going on here. There's something going on there. There's something going on there. There's things going on everywhere. Like I said, there's a war on you every day. And this dragon's not playing. And as long as it can keep you confused about what's happening, you don't know that this dragon is blowing his hot breath on you, blowing that fire on you, putting that smoke in your whole household and in your body, your mind and soul, and don't know that you are really being sent to hell. You walk into hell yourself, because you're so in tune to what you believe in, because you have so many spells cast on you that you don't even know what you believe in. If we was to truly ask if we was to give a summary, if we was to get a summary of all the people who would voted Democrats, and we asked them, why are you still loyal? Why do you vote Democrat? What made you vote Democrat this time? And they would honestly say with the spell cast it. Well, we need one of the two evils. We don't need Trump. Why you don't need Trump? Oh, because he's a racist evil. This is the same implants that they put in each other's mind. That don't rock. That's not good. But that's spell casting, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling you. The Democratic Party is based and built on spellcasters. It's like it's like bones. They got a foundation of bones, like voodoo bones. Talk this talk. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm talking this talk because I want you to understand that this political shit has got to come to an end. And the only way that it can come to an end is with a reality check. And the reality check that the people got right now is that, I don't think that the Democratic Party really got it all together. And that's what's needed. Because for you to break free from these spell casters and break free from the spells, they have to be humiliated. And I truly think that they humiliated Biden because the women, they wanted to humiliate Biden. Biden had a major woman cast, you know what I'm saying? He had a lot of females in his team. And when you look at the people that always were speaking for him, it was females. They wanted him to fail because they wanted to catapult the woman. And look how that reversed and hurt itself. Because these are demons. So how long are we going to allow this demonic situation to rule us? That's where I'm at right now. We got to stop allowing these witches to keep us in a spell. So therefore, I'm not even going to register as a Democrat no more. I don't even want to associate myself as a Democrat no more. And I think that if you start pulling yourself away from it, that's the way that we can break away from this witchcraft. Stepping free. We talk about witches right now. We talk about what it is all about. And I know it's kind of spooky. People are, yeah, well, this dude is crazy. But no. Take away the politics. Take away all the suits. Take away the ties. Go back to that movie. It was an old movie. It was about the witches. They was having their conference. And they turned the kids to mice. And they had to break the spell of the witches. That shit was real. The witches. That was a really good little movie for us to understand what we're dealing with. We're dealing with sorcery. We're dealing with witchcraft. We're not dealing with a constitution. We're not dealing with rules and regulations. They want to put in your mind that the old white man is no good, and you need to listen to the good old white woman. So they said this sorcerer, this warlock is no good. It's time for you to listen to the sorceress. See, behind the scenes in witchcraft, the witches are tired of the female witches are tired of the male witches. They want the male witches out their way. They want to take over. They want all the power. Once you understand what I'm saying, and you start just looking out the window and looking through your rear view mirror and your side mirrors, you see the road. It's not, the road has a lot of vehicles on it, moving express right by you. And you look in every car like damn, why they all start to look the same? Like witches. And it's spooky. The aggressive drivers are now women, speeding around women, driving around, blasting music, bopping head, women. the times has really changed, folks, because witchcraft and sorcery was real, and spell casting is real, and they did it through music. They did it through the music of the music itself and the words of the music. Talk to your boy, folks. Good afternoon, good evening, good, should I say good morning, good evening, good night. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me. We are up early this morning. We skipped a few days on doing the live, but this live right here, talk to me. This live is talking to me itself. You said talking about how people worship false idols. They replace faith with self-proclaimed prophets. The ones that tell you only I can fix it, huh? You know what I'm saying? And folks, that's like I say, it's on two sides. It's all across the board with me. You know, all parties to me are in a move in a wicked manner. But when you just look at truly right in your face, this is a problem that we must face, folks. This Democratic Party, we must really start calling out for what it is. They are worshiping something that's way different. And what are they worshiping? What are they worshiping? It showed in this election who they serve. It showed in this election who they serve. If we go to the Republican, I'm not the Republican, if we go to the National DNC, if we go to their convention, we see who they had as speakers. Of all the people on the planet to speak to the people, we feel we need celebrities. We need celebrities. We need celebrities. Where are the community activists? What community activists could have spoke at that national convention? I'm gonna take it a little deep. I mean, like, I'm not really putting this female on no type of pedestal, but I'm just gonna give her a tiny tidbit of props because she's, you know, she playing the game. She played the side. She played the game with the women feminism. She played the game with Black Power. She played the game with Sharpton. She played the game. Why Tamika Mallory didn't speak at the DNC? What I wonder what is Tamika Mallory is the Democrat? Is she Republican, Independent? Why didn't they have Tamika Mallory? Like I said, I don't know what party she served, but Tamika Mallory, why didn't they have her speak? Hmm. Why they couldn't find somebody who's really in the streets to speak on behalf of them? They really did. They found people that's of the streets to speak on behalf of them. But why is it so hard for them to find people who supports their party? Maybe Tamika Mallory is not a Democrat. There, that seems like prior many community activists are not Democrats. We gotta really start for us to really heal this country, feel this country. We must start acknowledging who's within this country that is actually out there. Who could Kamala Harris reach out to that has some type of pull, who has some type of wave that could have spoken on her behalf outside of Cardi fucking B and J-Ho? Just hearing those names is a lineup for me to have speaking on my behalf, for me to become president of this country. That goes to show you that they are serving witchcraft. They really thought they could cast a spell on you folks to make you truly believe that, oh, these people are with her. Oh, she's our girl. That's my girl. That's my girl. You know, what man is walking around talking like that? And all those men who fell underneath the Democrat Party, look how they acting. Vaughn Jones, Hill, whatever the dude's name is. Look how they are responding to the loss. They showing all their feminine side. It's very crazy right now what we're looking at, folks. We're looking at one of the worst times in political history when it comes to people that we put in power, because we know we're putting witches and warlocks right in the face of the people. They said that dude Trump was only thinking about himself when it came to, him trying to win the election. He wasn't winning the election for the people. He was winning the election just for his freedom. Smart move. Smart move. You dig? Why I say smart move? If I have the law on my ass and I say the only way I can get this law off of me legally is by the rule this is the for me to rule this country, and I do it, that's dope. I mean, the Donald Trump story, the movie on that dude is gonna be ridiculous. Because if you telling me that you trying to lock me up and the only way I can get out of that shit is by becoming president, and I already became president, then I lost, and then you trying to lock me up, and you got the world believing I'm a racist, and the only way that I can knock that off my shoulder is to win the presidency again, and I'm going against the most powerful witches of all, and I do it, that means that people are paying attention to something. What they're paying attention to, I don't know. But they see through your shit. And your lies right now, folks, is that you are the good guys. You're the good girls and the good guys. Not when you have Jane Elliott representing you. Not when, and I mean, it's like I listen to her, and she sounds like she's talking some good stuff. Like I say, she got to talk the good stuff to the black folks, the colored folks, the darkly melanated brown people, as she say. She got to convince you that she's with you in order for you to do what she needs you to do, which is burn your babies. So yeah, she's gonna say we all this, we all that, so she can get all of you dark ones to ban their babies. So she can get her message across to all the darker brown folks, but they are not allowing her to get that message to the lighter brown folks, as she called the white ones. These white schools are banning her from coming in their schools because they like, don't bring that mess over here. Take it over to the darkies. Maybe the darkies want to hear what you guys say. So then she gets on platforms like Roland Martin and other darkies. She can say that not only are black women stupid, but so are white women. And she talked to a black woman. The woman don't argue. She don't open her mouth. She don't say shit to her. But having somebody, a man of color, said that to her, oh, it'd have been an argument to this day right now. But that's what I'm talking about with the power of old white women. Don't think that old white women don't have power. Old white women have more power than old white men now. Old white women have more power than old white men now. Because they did their job of castrating old white men. So all the white men that had the testosterone in, that had full blood testosterone in them, those men are dying or gone. And a lot of old white women killed them off too. Because they wanted power. So the power of the old white man is damn near done. Donald Trump represents his age group represents the last of the old white men that these old white women have to fear. As she says, these light-skinned brown women, the white women, because she said there's no white, there's no black, there's brown. So the old white light-skinned women are trying to get rid of those white men, those old white men. And once they're gone, then they are in full effect. That's why they're trying their best to cast spells on as many black women as possible so they can keep this women power legacy going. And I ain't talking about this woman power, I'm talking about this witch power. Because women power will be focusing and pushing and promoting families. The witch power promotes getting rid of, eradicating, destroying. You don't need. Don't let no one tell you this. That's witch power. We need to keep it 100 now. We talk black power. Well, let's talk witch power. And the Democratic Party is running underneath witch power. And I ain't talking about WHICH. I'm talking about WITCH. Witch, like bitch power, witch power. So someone says, that me, Don? Yeah, it's not, yeah, it's Icy Don, yeah. I don't know why we are on this one talking this right here. East B 103. You should know that by now if you know him just took any money from me. But I don't want to lose track right now what we talk about. So we're going to put this back up there. We're going to put Witch back up there. Hit the like button as you tap in and out, folks, please. I need to see a little like, see the people who's showing me some type of love. I'm up late at night and I'm on my bed and writing some notes. I'm preparing. I got 3 projects I'm putting together, yo. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here putting together 3 projects. You know what I'm saying? This shit is really crazy. Uh-oh, hold on. I'm messing up. I'm putting together 3 projects. My head is like, my eyes is hurting because, I mean, looking at these words is blinding me. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thank you. As you tap in and out and you listen for me, if you listen more than 30 seconds, shout out to you. If you gave me 2 minutes of your time, please hit that like button. If you gave me 2 minutes of your precious time, because I appreciate your precious time to chill with me, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to this channel, I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers, not because of anything except for myself. It looks good. I feel good about that. You know what I'm saying? The more people that subscribe to my channel, it makes me feel a little bit better about myself because it gives me confidence in what I'm talking. You know what I'm saying? So hit that like button for me. How much Umar owes me? He owes me way too much money for me to be sitting here talking right now. I need my bread. But outside that, we talk about this Democratic Party. And we talk about all those folks who've been let down and feel let down. But they've not only feel let down, who think, you want to look across the street and look at your man like, why you vote for that dude? No, don't look at these people as letting you down. Look at these people in front of you who you voted for letting you down. Why they couldn't push your issues. What are your issues? First thing first, what are your issues? They try to make it seem like, oh, we're going to build a platform for black men so they can have generational wealth. For her to even try and say that in the last 30 days, the last 20 days of her campaign run, you vice president, how are you going to make that happen? That was a little spell they tried to cast on you, know what I'm saying? It's an illusional spell. The spell of illusion is deep. The spell of illusion is what the Democratic Party is focused on. The spell of illusion to keep you in conclusion. The spell of illusion to keep you in conclusion of their agenda. Not keep you included with what you should be included with, or in putting together your own projects and things like that. No, it's not about that. It's about keep you included in their agenda of destroying your future generation. That's the problem. You don't. It's they are here to destroy your future generation by all means. Whether it's take it out, rip it out of your womb, or destroy it through their medicine, their pills, long term. Give your kids, make them retards, basically. So it's either you're going to abort your baby, or you're going to have a retarded baby. And now you have a retarded baby. Now they can keep administering what? More pills, more pills, more pills. They have a great system, folks. And once you understand their system as a political party, but as a Democratic Party, their role is amazing. Their role is either to get you to get rid of your child, or to get you to put your child on medication. As you get rid of your child, they make money off of that. As you put your child on medication, they make money off of that. Like I said, the Democratic and the Republican Party is all part of one dragon. Let's stop saying bird. It's not part of a bird. It's part of a dragon. The political party is a dragon. And each side has a wing. The Democratic wing side, it focuses on medicine, and the Republican side focuses on military. Every single day, every single day, more than 70% of the world's population, more than 80% of the world's population, damn near more than 90% of the world's population is taking some form of medication, yo. That's why they want to make mental health a real major issue, because they want you to believe. Look, I'm saying, yo, Uma owes me money, yo. It's mental health. Oh, I keep saying that shit. They're gonna try and start administering me monies. They're gonna be like, didn't you say you have mental health issues? Look what you did. You need this pill. You need that pill. Mental health. They trying to make mental health one of the biggest issues of the world right now, because they got to put more pills in more people. They got to get the percentage. If I say 90%, maybe it's not. Maybe that's my ghetto analysis. Maybe it's not 90%. Maybe it's only 79%. But they got to get it to 90% of the world taking medication, just like they got to get 99% of the world with bad vision. That's why they got us with these phones in our hands. They got us behind these computers, and our vision is depleting, 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 because they want you and I in glasses. They want you and I wearing contacts. They need you and I to always be needing their medicine. That's how they control you and I. I want you and I to understand where we at in this world we live in. It's later than what we think. And you're going to have to pick a side. Like I say, folks, as you tap in and out, please hit the like button. As you tap in and out, I know there's might be a whole lot going on. I don't think people really have to go to work tomorrow, where it's Veterans Day. So people's up. People's doing live streaming all over the place. I know people watching their favorite streamer. They're watching their favorite show, but they also saying their favorite underdog. You know what I'm saying? I'm the online America's favorite underdog. Icy Don M. I know that. I'm your favorite underdog. I know that. I'm not. I don't mind being an underdog. If the system attacks a person, odds are that person isn't part of the system. If the system attacks a person, odds are that person isn't part of the system. Now, okay, let's take Diddy. Let's Diddy Bop for 2 seconds. Diddy is part of the system. They're attacking Diddy right now because he spoke against the system, but he's still part of the system. See, sometimes if you, like Kanye, sometimes like you still part of the system, it's just that you're not getting your part of the system. So you might be a little aggravated, so you speak against the system, but you're still part of the system. And once you speak against the system a little bit, that's when they shut you out, because you showing a little, you talking a little bit too much. So now, I agree with you in a way, but sometimes people are still part of that system. It's just that they like, yo, man, I'm tired, man. I ain't getting my fair share, man. Yo, they owe me some money, man. You know what I'm saying? For example, let's use me. This dude talk about how much Uma owes you. Okay, let's use that example. I was at the FDMG. I was part of the FDMG system. Okay, but yet and still, I was attacked by the FDMG itself. How was I attacked by the FDMG? By withholding my money. Why? Because the FDMG, the system, felt I was doing too much. What was I doing too much of? Being black and shining. Just doing my part. But in a system that wants all the attention, sometimes the system don't like that. I wasn't doing nothing to get the attention on me, except for just being me, shining like a star in a bad situation. I'm in the worst situation of everybody who's coming through those doors, but still shining. And the system was hating on that. So sometimes the system itself is just so corrupted that it just malfunctions. They attacked RFK and Tulsa the moment they became Tulsi, the moment they became issues. Well, RFK was an issue the moment he was born. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you don't even have to be part of it just yet, but just because your background. So yeah, he was already, you know what I'm saying? He was already part of the system before he was even in office, because his bloodline was part of the system. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, that your bloodline itself is part of a system. Our bloodlines is part of a system, and they want to know which bloodline is willing to attack that system. That's why I'm scared. That's why I'm scared to deal with their hospitals. That's why I'm scared to deal with their medical system. That's why I'm scared to enter anything dealing with them, because they might see my bloodline is one of the resistance. I might carry the blood trait that's called resistant. What's your blood type? Resistant. And that's what you have to decide. Are you part of the bloodline of the resistors, or are you part of the bloodline of the it's so many words that goes through the mind, but the best word is, you got resistant and you have compliant. So are you the complier, or are you the resistance? Okay, and a lot of people bloodline falls underneath the compliance. And as your bloodline falls underneath the compliance, that's a problem. What's up, Muhammad? Peace. My man came in 3 times. Hello, 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 hello. It's the three stooges, you know what I'm saying? Hello, hello, hello. What up, Qasim? Hope I said that last name right. Qasim. Muhammad Qasim. You know, Muhammad, yo, tell me what tell the world, you know what I'm saying? Nobody know who you are, but tell the world, you know what I'm saying? Are you a Democrat, or you're independent, you're a Green Party, or you're a Republican? And you know what I'm saying? Let us know a little bit about how you feel about the Democrats and what you think they are, you know. Where are you from? I'm from Southside Jamaica, Queens, baby. Southside New York, Southside Jamaica, Queens. Where you from, Muhammad? Okay, so Muhammad said he liked Trump. Oops, my bad. Almost took you off of. Hold on, let me cancel that. So he says, I like Trump. All right, Muhammad. So what is it about the Democratic Party that you don't like? You know what I'm saying? What about the Democratic views that you don't like? You say you like Trump. What you didn't like about? I'm from Kurd. I'm from the Kurd. Okay, you're Kurd. Kurdistan. Where that's at? Where's Kurd from? Kurdistan. Okay, so you like Trump, not necessarily Republican. Like I say, like I said, Trump has a major position right now in life. His position in life, Trump. They're using Trump to make a lot of people now go Republican. So, like the person said right here, they said not necessarily Republican, you know what I'm saying, but Trump. And that's my point. They need somebody to come in. Remember, Trump was a Democrat. They need somebody to come in to shake the whole political process up. They needed someone to make these wings strong again on the dragon. Because what happened is the dragon has landed on the land, and the dragon's not flying right now. They need that dragon to soar. The dragon wings are all beat up. The left wing is beat up. The right wing is beat up. So they needed some new wings on his dragon so they can fly again. So Trump was applied for the right wing, and right now their left wing is broke. So this drag is not flying properly. Biden was a broken wing, so they threw Kamala up there as a wing on that dragon and thought that it started soaring. It was soaring now. It was flying between Trump and Kamala. The dragon was still flying, but what happened is that left wing wasn't strong enough. They need another wing to compensate with this Trump wing, because this Trump dragon wing is really a wave, and his job is happening right now in your eyes, folks. 4 years ago, people wasn't going online to talk about Trump. They wasn't talking about I'm with Trump. They would say, yo, I mean, yo, he's crazy. Yo, he's crazy. But sometimes he'd be making some sense, but he's crazy. They will always label him crazy just so that you could take off a big old hump, a lump. You know what I'm saying? But yet still the lump in your throat, like, yo, Trump, I'm with Trump. They say, oh, he crazy. This. but he crazy, but is that he's crazy? He's crazy. You throw that in there, but then you clear your throat. Then you say, but I fucks with him. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, yo, man, Trump is the man. Yo, he gonna make America great, and yo, I sell his product. Yo, Trump. You know what I'm saying? It's a different vibe right now. You heard? Because he has a job to do. His job is to make people switch over to Republicans. Thank you. So the Kurds are in Taliban. So in Taliban, he's saying he fucks with Trump. Right? That's deep, right? So this person said it's in Taliban. It's in Taliban land. I don't know if it is or not, but like I said, I'm only going by what y'all say. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but no, they're not. No, they aren't. Who you talk about? The Kurds. I'm trying to follow y'all. I wish I can hear y'all speak. But who heard of Jane Elliott? Go check out that woman, Jane Elliott. She's saying that there's no white people, there's no black people, there's only brown people. You know what I'm saying? It's a region around northern Iraq, southern Turkey, Iran, Syria, the Turds. So it's in that land of all the sand and dust where it's hot. It's in that region, right? Do it snow out there? Do y'all get snow out there? With this global warming, have y'all received any snow? Wait, Turkey? Didn't they have what you call it in Turkey? A earthquake? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wasn't it cold somewhere out there? See, this internet allows us to really be in communication on a different level, and it allows us to know different regions of the world because we can communicate with one another. Otherwise, we'd be so lost in the dark, and if you're not researching, you just don't know. We sound stupid just talking. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind learning. That's a fairly big region. Yeah, yeah, deserts and mountains. But shit, it'd be deserts and mountains be ice cold. You know what I'm saying? Some mountains be ice cold, and down on the land be beaming hot. Beaming hot. So let's just get back to topic. As for me, claiming to be a Democrat, it's like claiming to be a Democrat is like claiming to be like I'm Christian. You know what I'm saying? I'm Christian. I'm Buddha. I'm Muslim. You know what I'm saying? I'm atheist. I don't serve no God. You know what I'm saying? Being a Democrat, it's like it's like It's like the same comparison. Like, so what's your religion? So yo, what's your party? It's like on equal grounds, right? What your religion and your political beliefs is like the same thing, right? Which is worse, your political beliefs or your religious beliefs? What do you get in arguments more about, your political beliefs or your religious beliefs? Now, the world have wars over religious beliefs. The world have wars over political beliefs. Which is worse, political beliefs or religious beliefs? And to even ask that question for us to really be thinking, which is worse, right? Because I'm pretty sure out of the 10 people that's watching this live stream right now, including myself, we're all saying, hmm, well, we weighing so out. So, I mean, technically, religious is worse, but I mean, I don't know right about now. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't really believe. That's a real good question, right? Which is worse, political beliefs, your political beliefs, or your religious beliefs? Because a lot of people like, oh, I don't talk religious, and I don't speak about religion, or I don't speak about politics. We hear that all the time, right? Which is worse, your political beliefs or your religious beliefs? Always Tempted says this. What you say, Always Tempted? There are beliefs, neither good nor bad. The person uses them for good or bad. I got you with that, trickery with your words, but which is worse? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's ponder for a second. Which causes the wars at the highest, at the worst rate? Religious beliefs or political beliefs? We had dark ages according to the Bible. We had the religious wars. What was the Crusades? It's crazy, huh? What God we serve? That's the bottom line. What God we serve? Do we serve? Do we serve that the flag God? What God we serve? With the money God? I wrote a book and it was called What God We Serve. I lost the laptop because I got arrested for driving with a suspended license, and I was gone for like 2 months. And my laptop was in Florida. It's when I moved to Florida, and I never made it back down there to pick my stuff up. I wrote a book. It was called What God You Serve. I was writing the book. Good book, yo. Okay, so Always Tempted. Shout out to you. I'm about to give you a both can be terrible. Both can be good. They have both been around for a long time. Humans like to blame everyone but themselves. Okay, so that right there is very key. What you just now ended on. Humans like to blame everyone but themselves. So they like to blame politics. They also like to blame God or the devil. You know what I'm saying? Religion. But not themselves. So let's take word the political beliefs, and let's just say, what's your beliefs in regards to humanity? Hmm. Hmm. What's our humanity beliefs? I like that, right? What are our humanity beliefs? That eliminates political and religious. And that's the reason why I can never think Democrat no more, because I don't like, for the first woman of color, for her to parade around, and her humanity beliefs is You know what I'm saying? That we're going to transform some men. We're going to support transforming men and women. Okay, everybody wanted to say men, but we're going to be comfortable transforming women and men. I was in the gym the other day, right? And I was getting, I was getting dressed, and I was, just doing me in the gym, in the locker room, and these two white folks came in. And I don't know how many people remember Saturday Night Live, one of the characters that was on Saturday Night Live. And it was the show called It's Pat. Remember It's Pat? And for those people who never seen that episode, the episodes of Pat on Saturday Night Live, it's Pat. Pat wore glasses, had a little short haircut, blonde, a little chubbyish. Didn't know if it was a guy or a woman. It's Pat. So I'm in the gym and Pat came in. I didn't know what Pat was, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, is that dude? Is that a chick? And the way the Pat, waiting because two cats came in and one went into the store and Pat was waiting outside the store. So in my mind, I was like, the way this person is waiting is like a female. It was like waiting for their friend to come out the store, but it was like a woman because it was waiting outside the store. So I was like, yo, it's in the male's form, it's in the male's body, but it still had the female mentality. I could just tell by this whole character. I'm like, that's Pat. I said, that's not no dude, that's a chick. And even if is a dude now, it was a chick. I'm like, yo, this is a chick. It gotta be a chick. That's Pat. They had Pat up in the locker room. For those who don't know about who I'm talking about, Pat, go to Saturday Night Live. Back in the 90s, they had a character on there. It was called Pat. Shout out to those who remember Pat. Who remember Pat from Saturday Night Live? But what I'm saying is that being in that locker, and I mean, Pat was there in the locker room with us, and Pat was like, I don't know if Pat was in his male form or in his female form, but no matter what, it just looked uncomfortable. But you, is a party. If this is what you view humanity as, turning everybody to a Pat, and say you have a right to be a Pat. When y'all be using words, I have to get the thesaurus to figure out. Andrew, what's an Andrew? Android? What's an Android gene? Ganyos. Y'all be saying words that I told you I'm part of the dropouts. I'll be picking it up, but these ain't words I use on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say it was a Pat. Pat, I think a lot of people could relate. So it was ambiguous. Ambiguous, I mean. That means having a double meaning. No, he wasn't having a double meaning. It was a double person. See, there's a difference between having a double meaning. I don't want to know nobody who's walking around who has a double meaning. Hey, no, it's not a double meaning. It was a one person and it was a dual character. You know what I'm saying? With no meaning to that person. Like, I'm trying to understand what's the meaning of being a boy, girl boy. That's a spell walking around. We're gonna call it. That's not the meaning. That's a spell. That's a double spell. Like I said, I want us to fix these words because it's like we be sugarcoating shit. That was crazy. Pat was crazy. To this freaking day. Matter of fact, what was Pat? Was Pat a I'll be right back. Be right back. So you need to look up. You need to go look up the usage. All right, so I'll be right back. I got you. All right, folks. Thanks for staying with me. The person's name was Julia Sweeney. Julia Sweeney. And Julia Sweeney I'm assuming that Julia was a female. She said she struggled with the playing the role of Pat, and Pat was a binary character. You know what I'm saying? But the person who played it was a female, Pat. You know what I'm saying? Go back and just look at Pat. And back then it was scary because I was like, yo, what are they doing? You know what I mean? I was a young kid at the time, a little younger. Young. And so I'm looking at this thing and like, is that a guy? Is that a girl? But not knowing what the world really had out there. You know what I'm saying? We still young. We still, not 100% knowledgeable of the crazies. But Pat would definitely go underneath the category the crazies. And the Democratic Party goes underneath the category of the crazies. Because everything that the Democratic Party supports is crazy. Yeah, it's just weird. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. The Democratic Party represents a different level of weirdness to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know there's a lot of people that's here, they loyal to the Democratic Party for whatever reason. And most likely the reason is because your mommy was Democrat. Your daddy was Democrat, but most likely your mommy was Democrat. So many people are Democrats because their parents was Democrats. Their parents would watch the Democratic primaries. They would sit there and watch the Democratic um, not the primaries, but the debates. You know what I'm saying? But when the Republican debates came on, they wouldn't watch it. So growing up, I'm talking about like my household. Growing up in my household, I remember most of the time watching the Democratic debates, and then if the Republicans having their debates, it wasn't on TV. It's like, oh, who cares what they talk about? But as I got older, I wanted to watch the Republican debates only because I wanted to hear what they was talking about. And back in the days when I was young, it was always kind of like hard to hear what they was talking about or understand what they was talking about because they was actually talking about real shit. And I'm sitting here trying to hear what they going to talk about with us. When they going to give us something? When they going to give us something? Oh, they going to give some free health care. They going to give this. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They're going to cut taxes. They're going to cut. We listening for something that is for our ears. But for things that we need to hear, we wasn't comprehending. We was only like listening for something that was for our ears back in the days when it came to the Democratic Party. And so they always knew that they can ear sex us. They can sex us with our ears. They can make love to our ears and give us what we want to hear. And that's what they thought they could do in 2025. Well, that was back in 1985 when I was talking. You know what I'm saying? I was talking about 1985. I mean, you can't do the same thing with the ear that you were doing 1985 to in 2025. You got to give them a little bit more lip service to the ear. You can't give them that same old pat on the back. You got to give them a little something more. And they didn't give us nothing. And their humanity shows that they are about making everybody a pat. They about making you a pat. They about making you they about making you a pat or making you a Patricia. Say 100%. But in regards to make you a stronger man, not from this Democratic Party, because the Democratic Party is about devaluing the man. The Democratic Party is 100% about devaluing the man. We should want the government to stay small and protect our freedoms to do for ourselves. You saying that we shouldn't want this government to get no bigger than what it is already. It's huge. We should want the government to stay small and protect our freedoms to do for ourselves. It's no business in that for the government. So therefore, it's like having a government within a government. I put it to you like this: I am part of the African Stock Exchange Association Development Incorporation, government within the government. We need members. We have seven cities, 7 states with 2,000 members in each, and we fly our flag at the UN. It's a government within the government. But so I hear what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but the people's not ready for it because that means that they have to be responsible. See, what you're saying, it should be a business. Understand? But most folks don't want to run a business, they want a job. So once you talk about eliminating the government and making it smaller and taking away the responsibilities of being shepherds over the sheep, then that means that the sheep have to now become responsible. And a lot of people are fearful of that responsibility. I'm trying to break the fear of that level of responsibility. You feel me? But for us to run as a business, that means that you have to break the mindset of looking for work. And the majority of people, especially Democrats, looking for handouts and they looking for a little job to get them by, let alone to run a business and run a country, run a community, run a district. That's not on the mindset of the majority of people. They want to see Cardi B and they want to see Megan Thee Stallion and J Lo. You're always tempted. Is this your first time tapping in? Tuning into my live stream. It should be. It should. Can you answer that real quick? Yep. Oh no. Yep. Education. We need a change in society norms. You say yep, but I was asking you a question, so I know you're typing. So this your first time? I mean, this is like your first time tuning in? Yeah, yeah. So you new to my live stream? That's what's up. Thank you. It shouldn't be a business. I mean, it should be a business. So that's why you side with Trump. I know, I know, and that will only put us further into tyranny. You know, with right dictators, I think dictatorship is good. With the right person in charge, with the right person in these leadership positions, I think a dictatorship could be good. I know it sounds crazy, but I believe that when we growing up, matter of fact, let me dip out and dip back in because let me really look at the word dictatorship. All right, I'm gonna dip out and dip back in and really look at the word dictatorship before I go too deep into what I'm about to say. Okay, because I think they made us hear the words. I mean, absolute absolute authority. That's what the word dictatorship means. Okay, that's what Google say. Absolute authority. So why is it made? Why is absolute authority made to seem like it's bad? Absolute authority, and that means something bad. I think we are really weak in the minds right now. Absolute authority means something bad. When you go to work, it's absolute authority, and you do that every day for 25 years. You go do your job, you come home, you collect your check. That's that. That's actually a form of dictatorship. But looked at the percentage. It says 56% of America believe that dictatorship is bad or is not good. But that means that 40%, 40, a large percent, 44% means that it's okay. There's a large amount of people in this world who think dictatorship is okay because they're not afraid of words. What happened? I think some old white woman, going back to the topic, some old white woman cast a spell on people to make them believe that dictatorship is bad. Maybe some old white man back in the days was the wrong dictator. But no matter what, I don't think dictatorship is too bad. When you look at a boat and the man says, I'm the captain of this ship. The captain of the ship. Okay? I don't know, because growing up, they always try to make dictatorship bad, and they try to throw a cat like Hitler up there to make you get fear of the word dictatorship. But nah, Negroes and Negrettes, I think this country, and I think a lot of your folks need a dictator. I think with the right dictator in office, and I'm not saying no damn Trump, but with the right dictator in the office, folks, I think that you guys can be dictated to the right walk the plank right into the water. I think with the right dictator, you jump right into the right sauna. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to jump into the ocean, but you're going to jump right into a sauna. And with the right dictator, you're going to be like, ah, this is heaven. You're going to go to the right hot tub. You need a dictator that's going to walk you off the plank right into the biggest hot tub so that you all can be froggy frogs and not know that you're burning up to death. You're being cooked, but it's going to be a cooking that's going to last for your whole lifetime and another person's lifetime, person's lifetime, and they're not going to know that they cooked. But they're going to be cooked into a good meal, okay, that their children are going to be able to eat. With the right dictator, I love the way I just put those words. You're going to be dumped into the sauna, a hot tub, in comfortability, not knowing that you are being cooked slowly for your future generation so that they can eat off of what you have provided for them and put on the table because of this dictatorship. You need the right dictator to put you in the right soup, the right pot of soup, so that you can be food for your future. Yes, I believe dictatorship is right. I believe dictatorship, it could be right. I believe dictatorship could be right, folks. I wake up early in the morning. Oh, this man done woke up. He done lost his head, right? Oh, always, always truth. Always tempted. Let's have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Okay, shrill shrimp. 200. Name your favorite dictator. You know who my favorite dictator was? I hope you're still here because I'm just coming to your question. Name your favorite dictator. My dad, Howard Murray. My dad was one of my favorite dictators. My father was one of the favorite dictators. What he said in that house was what it was, you know what I'm saying? My mom's be like, go ask your father. Mom, can I go outside, go down the block? Go ask your father. Mom, could I go? Go ask your father. Mom, could I go to the church? They have a it's Youth Friday. Go ask your father. Go on to mom, could I go ask your father? So my dad was my dictator. And honestly, dictatorship starts in your home. And everybody should be able to say, and it's sad that everybody can't say their father, but I can say my father. Shout out to my dad, you know what I'm saying? One of the greatest dictators in the world for me. Because with his dictatorship, it kept me in jail at a young age. It kept me afraid of authority, or should I say, respectable of authority. My father's dictatorship got me to be a strong man that I am. So, with the right dictatorship, which starts in your household and it should be your father, don't get afraid of these words, folks. They made us afraid of these words because they didn't want us to understand that in order for us to be led properly, you need a shepherd. So, to answer that question, outside my father being one of my favorite dictators, my next favorite dictator was, I don't know, that biblical character, God, you know what I'm saying? You know, I like to use some type of characters in the world. God is a great dictator, you know what I'm saying? And God, according to these books and according to some words, said that, yo, you got to be a good human being. So, I mean, if you tell me I got to be a good human being, a good, you know what I mean? That's a dictator I could fuck with. So I'm gonna say God, but as regards to human dictators, man, like Hitler or Mussolini or something like that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Hitler might have been a good dictator, quiet as kept. And I know y'all, but Hitler might have been a good dictator because he went against a lot of crazy shit. But to this day, a lot when I sit back and learn about the crazy shit that he was going against, they said that he went against the Jews. Then they say that the Jews that claim to be Jews are not the real Jews. So if this nigga was going against those people who's claiming to be Jews, which was, you know, these Jewish people, and to this day, everybody want to argue about these Jewish people not being the real Jews, then I think that that dictator was doing his godly duty of erasing some problems. Now, I don't know if that was wrong or right because I wasn't living in those times to really be studying it. It's easy to be living through the times to be able to really naturally study it yourself as opposed to unnaturally studying something because you're rereading it, but you're not reliving it, you're not living it, you're not recapping it. But according to the overall breakdown, he was crushing the heads of the demons. Accordingly. So I mean, like, I don't know. It depends on when you look at the dictator. It depends on what God you serve and what you believe in, and also believe in, you know, what you can see. And in this present day, just imagine he was able to eradicate all of them. Would we be having a lot of problems with these so-called Jewish people? Would these so-called Jewish people be? Would Kanye West had that conversation about all these Jews running the world? You know what I'm saying? If Hitler would have got rid of the Jewish people, if Hitler would have got rid of all those Jewish people, would Kanye West be having a problem with them today? Would Kanye West be saying that these companies that's ran by these Jewish people, would Kyrie Irving have that problem? So I don't really know according to the way we are taught. But overall of humanity, that's what I'm saying. after the teaching is gone, after the books are gone, overall of about when it comes to humanity, what people are serving is important when you look at that level overall. Take away all the lessons and things that be taught. What are these people truly doing? Well, like I say, Rabbi Finkelstein said, "Yo, Jewish people drain the blood of these kids, and they become your hamburgers." I mean, I can't like say the exact words of what he said during the time when he said it, but Halloween is definitely a time when a lot of kids come up missing. Even in that Bible, it says something about the so-called Jews, not the real Jews. I mean, so when you look at dictators, I don't really know because Putin might be a dictator. There's a lot of dictators out there that we are being taught. We are being told, we being spell casted. We got witches casting spells on us to believe that they are wrong, but technically they are probably doing what they're purposely here to do: eradicate issues, eradicate problems. Because you give the people too much power, the people themselves will become dictators in a certain type of way where they would try to dictate the wrong. Look at Kamala. Look what she's trying to dictate to us. Look at Barack Obama. He's showing us some form of dictatorship. Name your favorite dictator, the worst dictator. Name the world's worst dictator. I'm a I'm a libertarian. Okay, I'm a libertarian, liberal, small, limited government, personal responsibility. Yo, look, small limits on the government is what we need, but we have to get organized. The only way you can have limited government is once you get organized. So, being a libertarian, you know what I'm saying? Being that libertarian means that you are organizing on a higher level so that you can decrease some of the government's responsibility. And the best way to become a libertarian is to start with agriculture. Okay? As a libertarian, to start with agriculture, to limit the government ability to feed you because you're feeding yourself, limiting the government's reasoning of feeding you because you need. Once you can eliminate the government's responsibility of putting food in your in your body, that is the biggest part of life. Because I don't care what anybody say, you can make all the money in the world, but if you're not eating, something's wrong. You're dying. So once you can cut the government's responsibility of feeding you, then you can have small limited government control. But as long as you need the government to feed you, the government would never have a small limit of control. And that's what I want us to understand. We have to start breaking things down of how we can limit, or how we can really start putting limitations on this government. And that's called do it yourself. Clean your communities. Stop littering. That's why I be talking about the litterers so much. All your little dirty bastards who take the McDonald's bag and you just throw it in the streets of Philadelphia. You're disgusting. You have a plastic bag. You have all your stuff in the plastic bag. You just ate your food. You sat there, you smoked your joint, you ate your breakfast, and you drink your juice. You do not have to throw it outside. It's in a bag. When you get out your car, you put it in the garbage, you dirty bastards. That's why I'm saying why dictatorship is important to me, because you let the majority of the people think, you would have a dirt mind, you would have a dirt field, your whole country would be disgusting. Prove me wrong. You can't prove me wrong. Y'all, you know you can't prove me wrong, man. I ain't gonna get up 2 in the morning to be proved wrong. You crazy? You think I'm gonna get up 2 in the morning to talk on live to be proven wrong? Huh? Prove me wrong 10 in the morning, but 2 in the morning. I got me some sleep. Now I'm up. Dictatorship is correct, man. In the next 25 years, if we had a dictator, I guarantee this country will be great. Let's start off like this. Every community needs a dictator. Let's start off something small like that. Every district have its dictator. We need to raise up some dictatorship. We need to focus on dictatorship. That's why I say I'm hood president. See, a lot of people don't be paying attention to a lot of things I'm saying, yo. We need a dictatorship in order for us to get our minds right. It's like, yo, what's wrong with you up in here? You all right? You okay? Sure. Okay. Come on, get back to work. Come on. That's the dictatorship that we need right now. Like, yo, you got it all up in there? You okay? Yo, hello. You okay? All right. Then pat in the back, get back to work. Because a lot of people is losing your minds. And with the right dictatorship, it's just a knock on the head, knock on wood, rub it up, pat it. See, knock on wood, rub it, pat it. That's the dictator that we need. Knock on the wood, rub, pat the wood. It's a wake up call. We need dictators to wake us up. Deep. My phone is not tapping. I'm trying to. There you go. Now, what in the world? What in the world? Now it's tapping. Oh, did I erase it? Oh, almost erased it. See? My shit is doing some craziness. It's glitching. Your father wasn't a dictator, he was a father. And that's the point. And a lot of women, okay, made the kids think that dad, our father, not just my father, but fathers is across. Oh, he's beating you. Oh, he's telling you, why are you talking to him like that? They made it seem like he's a dictator. No, that's called father. That's called daddy. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. And so then our women took the fathers out the household because they said they dictators. Shout out to my mom. She kept the father in the house. Why? Because she needed that dictatorship to keep everybody grounded. How do I know? Because when I went to mommy, can I do such and such? Knowing that mom's going to say go to my dad, but I'm giving her the chance to have power. Mom, I know you're going to tell me go dad. I can go straight to dad, but I'm going to you. Where's your power? And she says, my power is within him. Go talk to your father. That's dope. And I ain't understand all this time of growing up as a kid. Like, mommy, I'm like, why dad? Why dad? The little bitch of me. Because that's the man of the house. That's dad. That's the father. That's the dictator, nigga. I do what I do. You see this beautiful food that you're about to eat? I'm nourishing you. See all the energy you got? That's because I'm giving you the right nourishment. And before I do all this, I consult with him and find out what he wants to eat. people that seek power and control are not the type of people that do it for a choice. Okay, now it's 2 in the morning. Reasons. What's the definition of art? Altruistic. Altruistic. Never in my life seen that word. So that's not a word that I use on a daily basis. Okay? That's not a word I use on a daily basis. That word tomorrow talking to the kids. You should read 12 Rules for Life from JBP and get a thesaurus. Download one of your phone. Also start reading and read about objective world history. Why do I need to read about that? This is my objective. You know what I'm saying? I believe that we need more dictators. You know what I'm saying? We get the thesaurus, we read, but the bottom line, I'm gonna keep it real simple. Dictatorship is cool with me. You know, we can put all the fancy dancy words and all the other shit, but at the bottom line is, I ain't trying to lose people on wordplay. I want to keep it simple, so the majority of people can comprehend. And if the majority of people comprehend words that I'm not comprehending, it's all good, but make it comprehensible for me. And I'm saying right now, as for dictatorship, I believe it's all good. The best was Gaddafi. Which one they ran up on and killed in the street? Was that Gaddafi? Which one were they killed in the street? Or supposedly killed in the street? This shit was crazy. Wow. I have my own means. Work is one. I have my own means. Work is one. Being able to work on and fix things is another. Uh-oh. Knowing how to garden, yep, and hunt and process, preserve food is another. And yes, be a good steward to your environment. Yeah, I agree. Are you saying dictatorship is correct? Damn, Roland, I wish you was here a little earlier when we was really breaking it all down. But I believe that they taught us the word dictatorship in proper manner. I truly believe that the word dictatorship is not something that should be looked upon as negative because it means absolute authority. So if you think that absolute authority is wrong, it's only because the person who's in authority is the wrong being. But uh, the word itself is not wrong. I don't believe the word is wrong. I don't believe the word is bad. What makes a dictator bad is the dictator's morals. But if you have a right dictator who who has absolute authority, because the only way you can have absolute authority over a human being is if they give it to you. Otherwise, they will fight until they don't even exist. And so, to be a dictator, I believe that the people who created the cell phone is a dictator. See, like I say, the word dictator, if you really look at it, it means absolute authority. So I believe that if we really break it down, we are underneath a dictatorship and don't even know it. Technology is a form of dictatorship. They say you cannot do anything in the world unless you know technology. And then they show you these people who live in primitive lands and primitive parts of the world who don't have no technology, don't have no Wi-Fi, and they still live with primitive. They would beg to differ, but then you would come over to them, they'd be like, wow, they'd be so wild with what you're doing and what you have and the power and the money and resources that they realize that they are primitive. And then they're gonna want what you have. But they stay away from the shit. I wonder why. It would be great to be able to speak to them or hear their story. But technology is a form of dictatorship. Technology is a form of dictatorship. Have you lived in a dictator community? And that's what I'm saying. I believe that each community should have a dictator. Back in the 80s, we was almost underneath a certain form of dictatorship when it came with those drugs. The drug dealers was almost a form of dictator in the community. It was almost a form. That's why it was a war on drugs, because the politicians was answering to the drug dealers. The drug dealers was becoming the dictators of the community. See the movie New Jack City, Nino Brown. That was basically how was what was happening in the communities. It definitely was moving towards a dictatorship, and the drug dealers was definitely the dictators. Now, this is scary because you brought up something very interesting. Africa was like that. My uncle was killed for having his own opinion in a dictatorship regimen. Now, yo, dictatorship with black folks is very spooky because, yo, we are ruthless. That's what I'm saying. Wrong dictatorship in black community, man. Look, you be diddied out. You know what I'm saying? Diddy was a dictator. Diddy was a Sean Combs was an industry dictator. And what everybody say? They was afraid of him. They was afraid of his power, his power. Yeah, I can't follow you. He said, "Yeah, I can't follow you. Where you going, man?" U.S. the Republic. Republicans is the greatest form governing for this nation. Bottom line, no communism, no dictatorship, none of that. U.S. the Republic. Republicans is the greatest form governing for this nation. Bottom line, no. But yo, look, I'm glad you even said this because you used the word greatest, the greatest. USA, the Republic. Republicans is the greatest form governing for this nation. Bottom line, no communism, no dictatorship, none of that. Now, Roland, and that's why I say that America is so much out of control. That's why America is fighting over a whole bunch of stuff itself. Because there is no dictatorship to say, nope, this ain't happening. Nope, that's not happening. Nope, we ain't going with this. That's why we have debates about transgenders. That's why we having debates about gays. That's why we having conversation about LGBT, ABC, trans. That's why now pedophilia is coming into place. That's why abortion is high. That's why, because the world we live in this country of no standards, no morals. See, that's where I'm going with it. Because under a form of principles, that's where I'm at right now. Under a form of principles, you can make you can better your environment. When there's no principle, when there's no morals, when there's no guidelines, it's just do what you do art thou well. You know that Crowley shit. When you start moving like that, which America moves in that manner, that's when witchcrafting and spell casting can start conforming. That's why I say this country is led by witches. Okay? I'm not going to back down for what I say. Not 2, 3 in the morning. I already know what I'm talking about. I'm the one going live to speak. Why? Because God is moving through me to speak to you, and hopefully you can get what I'm saying. But because there's no dictatorship with right morals, this country is being led by spellcasters, or should I say witches. Showing a disinterested and selfless concern for the well-being of others. Unselfish. What's the definition for? Damn, I wish I was going with you. Showing a disinterested and selfless concern for the well-being of others. Unselfish. Knowledge is power, man. You don't want to gain knowledge, then I don't know what to tell you. What knowledge are we talking about? Knowledge is power, man. You don't want. Oh, you talk about getting the source. Before all my stuff burnt up in the fire, I used to sleep with my thesaurus and things. But now I'm not going to front. Now that my vision is going, maybe, of course, yeah, get some glasses. Yeah, get some glasses. But I don't even like reading, man. All this stuff I got to read right here, I don't even like to read because my vision is going, man. It's kind of getting scary because the more and more my vision's going, the more and more these words looking blurry. Even like as I'm looking at this, I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on? No, the word is not wrong, but let's say to give one person absolute authority to one person is not good. So therefore, that dude Jesus is no good. I know, damn, fuck that nigga, right? Jesus, oh man, he's no good, right? That's what I'm saying. It's like everybody want him to come back, but if he come back and he come back in a dictatorship form, is that wrong? If Jesus come back and he's coming back in full-fledged dictator mode, is he gonna be wrong? Are we gonna throw stones at him? So I'm gonna go back to this. No, is this? He says no. The word is not wrong, but let's say to give one person absolute authority to one person is no good. I don't agree with that. I really don't agree with that. Because the reason why I don't agree with that is because the nose is the dividing point of the whole skull, the face. And one side of me then the other side of me. Now, one side of me, understand, this one side of me can have all the negative thoughts, all the negative answers, all the negative beliefs, all the negative everything. You know what I'm saying? There's one side of me can have all the negative everything. But then I need this whole me to be in positive form. Now, if you have a whole person, whole person in the positive realm, in their positive energy, in their rightful mind state, doing rightful things, this right, it's going to be you because you're still living in your negative and your positive. That's going to make it seem like he's wrong because he's or she's in their element. It's the people that make it wrong, not the person. It's the majority of the people And they're evil because they haven't mastered becoming one. They have multiple characters, multiple personalities, mental disorders. But this one spark of energy come out of nowhere that don't have none of those issues, who don't have daddy problems, who don't have mommy problems, who don't have hate problems. You're telling me there's not one human being out there like that? That's ridiculous to think and say that. That's why I'm saying we need farms. We need to start raising up people. We need to start raising up our humans, raising up our human cattle. We need to be raising up politicians, raising up doctors, raising up teachers, raising up lawyers, raising up military and police. We need to be raising them up. But because too many of us are already in a spell, we can't even see that that's our duty. I'm gonna stand on, and I believe that we need dictatorship because I believe there's a right being out there that can really dictate in the right manner. Now, once you dictate, now people run with their purpose. Because from dictatorship, you would really know your purpose. Absolute authority will show you your purpose. Because if a person can become a dictator, that means that they are really shining in their purpose. Or they just a wicked, evil bastard who has people behind them who's taking away your rights and destroying you and killing you and putting fear in your heart. If it's not happening that way, that means that they're shining in their true element. That's what allowed them to become a dictator. So, Roland, you said no, the word is not wrong. So you said the word is not wrong. Absolute authority is not wrong, right? But now how are we gonna make it wrong now? But let's say to give one person absolute authority is not good. So explain, give me one reason why it's not good. Why it's not good. The connotation behind the word dictator. That's what I'm saying. What is it scary? It sounds crazy. Okay, in history, check full of bad examples and proof of it being bad. A bad idea is why it has a bad rap, and you have to take that into account. No, I swear to God, I do. That's why I really sat here and I looked. I'm zoned out. Like, damn. I know this is gonna sound crazy. I know it is, but a lot of the people is weak. They weak. They weak. Yeah, I know a lot of people. Yeah, I know they weak. Damn, man, I know a lot of people weak, but fuck it, God said. Yo, okay, I understand. We've been weakened. I know history done made us weak. I know reading stuff has made us weak. I know seeing things has made us scared and weak. But out of all that weakness, it has to be a little bit of resilience and strength. And with that resilience and strength, I believe that we can fly. I believe that there's a person out there that can help us fly. I believe that there's something out there, there's an entity out there that can dictate the flow where we will learn to fly. But as long as we are in our weak form, we're not even going to seek the efforts of flying. We're not going to jump. We're not going to leap. So I'm trying to tell you, with the right dictator, you will leap. Don't be afraid of these words. Now, I mean, it can haunt me, it can backfire, it can snap me in half. But shit, maybe I'll be 99 years of age when that happens and I'll be leaving the earth. But no matter what, I don't think that dictatorship is a bad thing if you have the right human being with the right motives. The republic should be the absolute authority, principles, and all that's what this nation was built upon. The republic, okay, the republic, how the republic now or how now is set up. The republic, it was set up and intended is to be. I'm sorry. I'm really trying. I know everybody's. So I'm trying to get your message out. I'm trying to see what you're saying. The republic, how it was set up. Okay, the republic, how it was set up and intended is the best we've had yet as humans. Okay, I got you. You said it right. The republic, how it was set up and intended is the best we've had yet as humans. The rot has come from the inside. Okay, the rottenness has come from the inside and taken decades, more than decades. We made strides, yet somehow degraded our morals. Stop eating so much sugar. Was it Aunt Esther? It was the definition for autism or altruism. It looked like autism. You have audio books. You have to understand where we've been to find a path forward. Okay, you back on this word. So let me learn this word real quick. I'm gonna write this word down too. I might put this word. I might stick this word on my wall so I can learn to use this in synthesis. Okay, let me go find the definition so I can know what this word means. It was the definition for. Oh, you was giving me definition for something. Oh, okay. See, I wasn't with you. I'm sorry. Damn it. So what was the definition? So I won't have to look for it. Oh, showing a disinterest in selfless concerns for the well-being of others, unselfish. That's the definition. Okay, okay. Showing a disinterested and selfless concern for the well-being of others. What are the interests of and concerns of the majority? And that's why I went back to food. You know what I'm saying? The most important thing is for us to eat. And that should be our main concern. And for you to become, more of a libertarian and have more control or smaller governments and less control over you, you have to have more control of what you put into your system. Like Auntie Esther said, stop eating the sugar. You know what I'm saying? It's all about what goes in your body. And that's why I say it's important for a dictatorship of the right caliber to have the concern of the people and to get the people. See, like I say, with the right dictatorship in communities, I said start off with community building. Mean every community have a dictator, but that don't mean it's absolutely one because every community have a dictator. That means there's a republic. But this one dictator in the community really dictate the flow of the community. Meaning, yo, we're gonna get our women, our ladies, to have less of a concern about money and more concern about quality of food, less concerned about money and have more of a concern about vegetation, less concerned about money and learn the importance of being a gardener and planting and being a nourisher of life. And that's with the right dictatorship. But with the wrong dictatorship, they will put a bitch like Cardi B up on the stage and Megan Thee Stallion and say, you have the right to control your life. That's a form of dictatorship. Not having a concern or care about the other side, which is the man. It's saying women, you like Jane Elliott. That's a dictator. Okay. To me, Jane Elliott to me is a dictator. And she's trying to dictate women on the way in the level where they are her minions and they become Amazons, and then they go and do her will, and she's gonna be dead, and they still doing her will, and that's making men become less and less of a human being, have less of value. So going back to the topic, as for me, I can't think about no Democratic Party no more. I'm truly off of the Democratic Party. So either we build our own party, or I'm just going to side with whatever parties that's out there, which is independent or Republican. We got a Green Party, we got Worker Families Party, we got all these parties. But right now, in regard to mainstream, it's either independent or Republican. But I can't deal with the witches of the Democrats. I can't deal with the witches and warlocks of the Democrats. Hell yeah, it's witches and warlocks at all levels. But I'd rather deal with the other levels now, because the other levels, I believe, are more human and have more humanity than this Democratic Party. This Democratic Party shows me that it has no concern about my future. And I'm gonna step out because I want to check out this person word real quick. This altruistic, altruistic. I'm gonna see if I can use that in the sentence. I'm gonna see if I can have that as part of my vocab on a daily basis as I speak to people on social media. I want to see if I can use it on a daily basis as I'm even talking to the kids. And see if I can make this become a household word. You heard? So let me go check out the definition on my own and see how I can wordplay this word. Because people want me to get a thesaurus and know these words that I would never be using, like math I would never be using. But we're gonna try and use this math and use these words in 2025 until I die. I'm gonna be like 99 years of age and I'm gonna still be using this word right here, okay? For you. Always tempted. I'll be right back. Let me just check out this definition of this word so I can be able to use in this sentence. Altruism. Okay, I'll be back. I read it. It says the caring for other people. It says the caring of other people more than oneself. Altruism. So they say altruism is the caring of other people, like elderly people, like all this home health care, all this, what I'm saying, you walking in the snow to go to someone else's house to sit in their house, to take care of them, and you don't even take care of your own kids, you know what I'm saying? Your house is filthy and you going up in this other person's house. Your house is filthy. Fucking you ain't cooked for your kids in days ever since you've been weeks and months since you've been working this job for these elderly family. You've been taking care of this elderly woman and she's been paying you some money here and there. She's been paying you out the pocket. She's been giving you cigarettes and shit like that. And altruism means that you're taking care of others more than oneself. Well, that's the type of dictator we need. We need a dictator that will have the concerns of other people over themselves. I don't know. I mean, that's what I just read. And what definition you kind of wrote it? Showing a disinterested and selfless concern for the well-being of others. Unselfish. So we're gonna take away all that and say unselfish. So we need a unselfish dictator. Just because the word dictator say dictator don't mean that they only think about themselves. I don't even I don't even think when I read Dictatorship, it said, only think about oneself. It said absolute authority. But it don't mean absolute authority to cater to oneself. I didn't read all that. I didn't read that it's absolute authority to cater to oneself. It didn't say absolutely authority for one's own dominance. It just say absolute authority. But if you have the dictator that's focused on others' needs more than itself, but they dictating to the people that like Japan. They said in Japan, when Japan had that tsunami, they said that the difference between Japan and other countries is that they naturally have teaching that in cases of crisis, their teaching of humanity is don't worry about your life, you worry about someone else's life. And if everybody else worry about someone else's life other than their own life, everybody's saving each other. So the difference in Japan is that they naturally teach each other to save one another person, to focus on the next person's life more than yours. And if everyone practiced that, then everyone's saving each other. So it goes back to the history of the word. You have to take the historical context of words into account. Exactly. And historically, absolute authority from dictators has rarely proven to be a good thing. Well, I put it to you like this. I put it to you like this. You have a good point right there, but remember, the news, modern day news, always talk about bad things first. They always idolize and prioritize negative energy. They do not put out positive things in communities. They don't put out positive things in schools. They rarely put out positive things that men are doing. Okay, but they will always grant and oblige the opportunity to throw you out there over the bus, under the bus, through the roof. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bad this, bad that, bad this, bad that, bad land. But when it comes to anything positive, now you don't see that. So I say that because there might have been a lot of dictators out there, but they didn't get the history because they were doing good. You heard, you heard, you heard. But that's what I'm saying. Always tempted. I'm saying in this day and age that we live in right now, I'm saying it's imperative for us start to raise up good-hearted people. If a good altruistic person got into a position of power, they wouldn't be considered a dictator. They'd be considered a great leader. But if they had absolute power, it's not what they considered. They are a dictator if they had absolute power, because absolute power is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So if a person was put in a position they had absolute power, and I don't think there's a being on the planet that has absolute power. So technically there's no real dictatorship. Because if they had absolute power, they'd still be around today. Or their rulership and teachings would still be around to this day. I don't know, man. Bottom line, folks, we gotta break this fear. And the main fear that most people have is to be led. Most people have a fear of to be led. Can't tell nobody nothing. And the craziest and saddest thing and most depressingest part of life is that man cannot tell a woman nothing. Otherwise, he's automatically labeled as a dictator. So going back to where I started, like dictatorship and everything else, is because this world is being ran by old white women, and they don't want no one to tell them nothing no more. And they're going to pass that down to the brown woman, and the brown woman's going to let the brown man know, you can't tell me nothing no more, because my white women over here, they ain't having it no more, because they ain't having this dictatorship up in their household no more. They don't need you men to tell them nothing. So the first form of dictatorship, like I say, really should happen within the household. What do most people run from? Oh, he's trying to tell me what to wear. He's trying to tell me what friends I should have. And that's how they made the man who's trying to dictate the flow of how he want his household and his family run. That's how they castrated him and kicked him out the house. Because they said, you can't tell me what to wear. Like, you don't need to be going out like that. You don't buy my clothes. You can't tell me what to wear. You're going to a baby shower. You don't need those high heels. You don't need all that lipstick on. I'm going to work. You going to a baby shower. Why you dress like that? You don't buy my clothes. So most women automatically going to make dictatorship seem like it's bad. You know, Trump came out for term limits for Congress and making it so politicians can't immediately go to the private corporations. That's the kind of stuff we need. Limit these powerful people. You know, Trump came out for term limits. I heard that Trump might be, he might push for 3 terms himself. That's the funny thing. He said no, he won't. Bloomberg did it. Michael Bloomberg did it with New York. He got all the city council. He got all of them to vote with it, and he gave him all a 3rd term too. Charles Barron, the Black Panther, Leroy Comrie, everybody got a 2nd term, 3rd term. So I believe that Donald Trump might get it done too. Right now, reps and senators can stay in for life. He wants to limit that. But in that, then that might be the trickery too. It's for me to go push, to limit that. At the same time, it brings attention back to it, and then we make the move for me to get another term. You know what I'm saying? It might be a strategy just to bring attention to it, so that he can get this 3rd term as well. You know what I'm saying? For that push to take place. But Congress is a bunch of people, so we can't say that's dictators when it's a bunch of people together making the rules and regulations, and not just like one. So he wanted to get rid of all that so that he could be that dictator. You know what I'm saying? But I just say, folks, we just gotta really think about what we're doing and where we're going. We gotta think about the humans in front of us. We gotta think about their human purpose. We got to think about their human goals. We got to think about their human needs and wants and what their human passions. Because a lot of these folks are not humans. And so we have to take that into consideration as well. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Same with me, you know what I'm saying? I won't be surprised. But you say I doubt it. You know, I mean, we can strongly say I doubt it too. You know what I'm saying? I kind of say I doubt it, but for it to be a possibility, I don't know. You feel me? I don't know. I don't really see another person to be getting to this office after this dude, yo. Unless they do what I said they need to do, they need to do a reality show, a political reality show. That'd be the only way another person would really get elected in that office on the level that they need, with a online reality show, a political reality show. Facts, facts, and to everybody who's tapping in, before you tap out, I need you to hit that like button for me. Please hit that like button for me. You're always tempted. I'm gonna be nice. I might take this back. You know what I'm saying? I might take this back, but for right now, I'll give you a little mod stick. You heard? So always tempted. This was their first time checking in, tapping in, and they kept me going. They kept me going. They kept me going. They made me look up a word, altruize, altruistic. What's that word? Altruistic. So we're gonna keep that word and try and use that word again. And that word means pretty much, you know what I'm saying, you taking other people's needs and putting it over your own. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of dictator that we need. So folks, as you tap in, you tap out. I tap on that like button. Always tempted is leaving the conversation. They gotta get this person got to get up. I don't know if it's a male or female, but this person got to get up. They got to go to whatever they got to go do tomorrow. So they tapping out. So I need another person to tap in to keep the conversation going. Rollins was talking. Rollins. They was talking. So shout out to Rollins, Chevys. He said the Republic should be the absolute authority. Who's going to keep this conversation going with me tonight? Who's going to keep this? I want to speak to a Democrat. I want to speak to somebody who's Democratic. And you know what I'm saying? I want to hear your viewpoints. I want to hear what you guys say about the election. You know what I'm saying? People, let's talk about this election. Okay, the results didn't go in. Why do you think that this Democratic Party lost? Why do you think this Democratic Party lost? Did they lose because of inflation? Did they lose because of their morals? Did they lose because Trump this was that much stronger? My voice changed up. Did they lose because they was that much stronger? Why did the Democratic Party lose? And what's the hope for the future for the Democratic Party? What's the hope for the Democratic Party for the future? And these are questions that you got to ask yourself. And for all you Republicans, you got to ask yourself, is Donald Trump going to be able to push this Republican Party as the spearheaded to the leading force for the next 20 years? Is Donald Trump going to get this, the leading party? Is the Republican Party going to lead the political party for the next 20 years? These are things that I want y'all to ask yourself. The inauguration day, march, rally, meeting, protest is in full effect. Right now, I'm putting together my guidelines. I'm making sure that we have safety because I don't want no problems on my hand when we out there. I don't want to be worried or I don't want to be nervous that we having altercations out there. So we're gonna make safety measures important. I'm definitely going to focus on getting community engagement. If one community I need is this online community, social media community. So I'm looking for many men who has their who has their panels to be a big part of this project. So we also got to get involved with these community, like the frats. You know what I'm saying? We got the frats out there. We got to get them involved. These local colleges, we got to get them involved in a lot of their male programs. So we got to reach out. We got to do a lot of community research, outreach. And we definitely going to push a clear message. This clear message is going to be about unification of men. It's going to be about manhood. It's about responsibility. So we're going to have a clear message. We ain't going to just be all over the place. And we also going to be, we're going to have a clear agenda. It's going to be non-violence. I ain't going out there to cause chaos. We ain't going out there to get nobody killed. We going out there to make some bread and make some noise. And it's a unity. It's about unity, solidarity. We come together. We not trying to be separate. If you want to be part of a separate movement, then you run around with Umar Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Umar Johnson. You organize a march and be about Black Power, Black Power. You go ahead and do that. See where that's going to get you. But right now, it's about unity. Now, don't get nothing twisted when I say that, because I say we need to do for ourselves. But right now, we need a strategic plan. We got to strategically be patient with this Black Power. Healthcare is definitely going to be a major issue, because when you come to healthcare, we really just think about women and children. But a lot of these men, they need healthcare. They need to get their health right. You know what I'm saying? We need to get our health right. Incarceration. We got folks on this incarceration, this mass incarceration, this prison, is the school to prison pipeline shit. You know what I'm saying? I just say, why don't we just eliminate the schooling itself? So that once we eliminate the schooling, then there's no pipeline for school to prison. The prison gonna be there. Let's debt the school. Meaning that we are educating our children ourselves. That's how you erase that school to prison pipeline. You erase the schooling, because if they just pretty much taking your kids and sending them to prison. But with the education they're given, let's pull them from the education system. So that's how we did that bridge. And I'm serious when I say that. I believe that we need to do a year strike from school. Pull our kids out of the school system for a year, so we can make the school system stop being that school to prison pipeline. Pull your kids out. All right, folks. Let me take that off the screen so people don't see that on the screen. Then they be like, "Oh, I'm going to bed. Bye. My bad." So once again, folks, if you want to have a conversation, I want to talk to you about, if you're a Democrat, I want to talk to you about why you what's your opinions about how they lost, why you think they lost. If you're a Republican, I want you to give your opinion about why you think they won. Why you think the Republicans won? How you think the Republicans was able to pull this one off? Back in the days, they say that, oh, Bush stole the election. He stole the election. They threw away all these votes in Florida. Do you think the Republicans stole the election this time around? Or do you think that the American people are speaking? And if the American people are speaking, what are the American people saying? So I give you 1 minute to have a response. Otherwise, we're going to shut this one down. So we laid a few things on the table. Why do you think the Democratic Party lost? Why do you think the Republican Party won? What's the future for the Democratic Party? And, let's have that conversation. Who can spark this conversation with me? Who can keep this live going on for another 30 minutes? Let's have this conversation. Why you think the Democrats lost? Why you think the Republicans won? What's the future for the Democratic Party? Do you think the Republicans can hold it down for another 12 years in office? Where are we at? All right, folks. It's 1 hour and 50 minutes in. Icy Dawn. I don't feel like writing. I'm just going to go take a nap now. It's going to be a nice day tomorrow. All right, folks. So y'all quiet. You want to be quiet? I want to have a little conversation. I'm looking for a Republican. I'm looking for a Democrat. I would like for you to tell me why you think your party lost, why you think your party won, and what's the plans of your party. Also, we were talking about dictatorship. I don't know how I got on that, but I just said, I don't think dictatorship would be really bad if we had the right dictators in office. If we had the right person in place to have absolute authority. First, how do you get absolute authority? How do you become a dictator? Step one, you got to get your money right. How do you become a dictator? Becoming a dictator is not easy, first thing first. Because you could take a dude like Elon Musk. Elon Musk got all that money. He can't never be a dictator. He can't be a dictator by uh, by the people. He can cut the people off from things and become a dictator that way. But I'm talking about, how do you become a dictator in a manner where the people don't try to assassinate you? How do you become a dictator where you could be in position for 40 years and you never had an assassination attempt on you? Absolute authority. How do the people just give you an absolute authority to become their dictator? How did that just happen? That must mean that you was doing something, or you stood for something that the people believe in. Well, folks, I gave that extra 2 minutes. I'm gonna cut out the sugar. We're gonna drink much more water. I said the other day I was going to drink a gallon of water. I lied. I only drink 3 bottles of water that day. I only drink 3 bottles of water that day. I did not drink the gallon. I haven't bought a gallon of water in a minute, and I'm feeling bad because I'm normally would have a gallon of water and guzzling it down, but I'm not on my game. So we're definitely going to change up the game. We're going to drink, eat right. We're going to put the right things in our body, and that's how we're going to become a dictator over ourselves. You got to become a dictator over yourself, folks, and you got to put the right stuff in you. So on that note, sorry, Democrats. I will see you in the year 2032. Did you hear that? 2032. Because 2028, I don't think it's going to be a Democrat in office. 2032. Year 2032, yo, is the next time you might see the next Democrat. Joe Biden might be the last Democratic president. So that's a history fun fact. Who was the last Democratic president? And it might just be Joe Biden. Why? Because I don't think the Republicans is trying to give up that spot. Who do you think can be the next Democratic candidate? Thank you for your listen here, your support. It's time for you to wake up. Afraid of certain words. Don't be afraid of dictatorship. Don't be afraid of absolute authority. Because we should be raising up someone who can become and be at the forefront of absolute authority in a positive manner, leading the people in the right direction, getting the people to eat the right stuff, getting the people to break away from all their wrongdoings. See, that's what people are scared of, to break away from all your wrongdoings, to break away from your sins. That's why people don't really want a real dictator, because a dictator will make you break away from your real sins. Thank you for your listening, your support. Tap in and out. Hit that like button. You tap in, you tap out, you tap in, you tap out. Hit that like button. please hit the like button. It makes me feel so much better. So if we can get 5 more likes before you all disappear, that's a good look. You know what I'm saying? 5 likes are better than 5 dislikes. Thank you for your listen here. If there's no one who have to say anything else, here go the finger going to peace.